Train derailments and financial derailments. It's time for another episode of Bells and Whistles. Hello everyone, Bill Wilson, Editor-in-Chief of Railway Track and Structures magazine, with a look at the top news stories we were following the week ending July 31st. Number 4. The Surface Transportation Board is allowing the Texas Central High-Speed Line to be part of the interstate rail network, but the agency also wants to be exempt from the application process. The STB said no because an application, quote, is appropriate given the magnitude of the project, the questions about increased costs and funding sources, the substantial public interest, and the potential impact on numerous local landowners, unquote. The application requires public notice and could include conditions for construction. Number 3. During a news conference hosted by the American Public Transportation Association, Metro General Manager and CEO Paul Wiedefeld said that federal stimulus money will dry up later this year, and projected revenues continue to be down about 90%. He said without additional funds, Metro will be left with some difficult choices to deal with a looming financial crisis. Number 2. The Transportation Safety Board of Canada has released a report of its findings after investigating a Canadian national derailment that occurred on February 18, 2020. A total of 33 cars derailed, and 29 of those carried crude oil. The report notes smearing and gouging was seen on the wheel rim faces of several of the derailed tank cars. Additional inspection discovered a buildup of snow and ice between the tie plate rail seats and the underside of the rail base. The board concluded that ice jacking caused the derailment. Number 1. The Tempe, Arizona rail bridge that partially collapsed following a train derailment on July 29th was the site of another accident a little more than a month earlier. In the June 26th event, 12 Union Pacific cars left the track, and damage was sustained to the rail ties due to a fire. Investigators were on the scene trying to figure out the July 29th derailment. Early observations suggest that the derailment may have caused the partial bridge collapse. I would like to clarify something on the podcast I just produced on the I-90 floating bridge. I declared it was a world's first, but due to space constraints I could not fully explain my claim. The I-90 floating bridge contains a number of engineering feats that have never been done before. It is not the world's first floating bridge, but it is a world's first in other categories. Well, that's a look at the stories we were following the week ending July 31st. For the latest news, go to www.rtnds.com. You can also find us on social media. We are on Facebook and Twitter. Have a great weekend, everyone.